guys, it's Aaron here doing love, and today I'll be giving my thoughts on some of the famous NFL commentating duos, so let's get into it. As someone who loves sports broadcasting and wants to be in a booth, calling a game, and with the recent release of Joe Tessitore and Booger McFarland that they're not going to be calling Monday Night Football, I thought this would be a great time to talk about some of the famous NFL play calling duos. The first one we're going to talk about is Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They do Thursday Night Football and the NFL Fox games, kind of like America's Game of the Week, and I really like this duo. For starters, you have Troy Aikman, who's a former Cowboys quarterback. And what I like about Aikman is that he gives good insight at that position. I think you could argue that QB is one of the most interesting positions in all of sports. And with guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, kind of these different type of quarterbacks, I like how Aikman views it. He's also just a good color analysis, and I like the time he fills in. You can tell that that playing experience really helped him. You also have Joe Buck, who I know some people don't like, and yeah, they make jokes, but I don't see it. I really like his calling style. He has that voice that is like, this is football, and he brings that certain dramatic moments to games. I know that some people are not a fan of him because he can sound monotone, but I don't see that either. If you look at, say, like Super Bowl 51, where you have that amazing Julian Edelman catch, Joe Buck did a great job announcing it. And some moments, I think he sounds a bit more monotone, or I don't know if the word's monotone, but he sounds more calm because he wants the big impacts to have just huge moments. A lot of people blame him for his call in the Patriots Giants Super Bowl for the helmet catch, but kind of someone, who's looking at that, if you would have said it's a catch and it not be a catch, then the moment would have backfired. And I like Joe Buck, the way he calls games and breaks stuff down. I think him and Troy Aikman did a fantastic job in the Super Bowl. An interesting kind of mirror reflection of Buck and Aikman is the like of George Tessitore and Booger McFarland, who did Monday Night Football. I feel like that these two are similar to Buck and Aikman, but have the issues that Buck and Aikman don't have. For instance, I feel like Joe Tessitore feels like he needs to scream everything, every play, oh my gosh. And yes, he did, commentate some crazy games. Look at that Texans Saints game that had some amazing plays, but when you scream everything, first of all, it gets annoying. B, people are going to get a headache. And C, the moments lose value. So that's something I learned is to only emphasize the moments that are really big. Booger McFarland has the opposite thing of Aikman, where I feel like Booger McFarland just has the feeling to just break things down for people. Like, dude, you got to trust the people who watch this. So those are two duos. Another one is Tony Romo, another former Cowboys quarterback, and he is with Jim Nantz. And I love this duo. They are probably my favorite. Romo, I think, is the best color analyst out there. Like Troy Aikman, being a former quarterback, Romo is able to get good insights about, kind of how it feels, but he also is great about seeing the play before it happens and breaking it down. Football is fun to watch, but I do like how he can kind of see before the play happens. He doesn't go too in-depth where it gets confusing, but he does it to a good point where you're like, okay, I get what's kind of going on, and I like that about him. I also like Jim Nantz. I think he's just a good play-by-play announcer, and him and Romo make an excellent duo. You then have these Sunday night guys, who is Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels. Al Michaels, I think, might be my favorite broadcaster. He just has a really good way of portraying moments. He always sounds invested and interested, but he's not yelling over the top. And I think he strikes a perfect middle. And he just has that great announcer voice. I think that both Jim Nantz, Al Michaels, Joe Buck, they have those good announcer voices. You also have Chris Collinsworth, who is a former player. He was on the Cincinnati Bengals, a wide receiver back in the day. And I do like Chris Collinsworth. I know some people are up and down, and I can see what you mean, but Collinsworth just has this good personality, and that's something that a lot of the good commentators bring. I feel like by watching guys like Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, even Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to an extent, I know what they are, and I know how they kind of act, because I see them in the games. And I think that's what the Sunday night duo of Michaels and Collinsworth do so greatly, is you see how they act and kind of the people they are. So for me, those are the duos I'm going to be breaking down, kind of the more of the primetime games. I know there's some other duos, and a lot of the Sunday games I've turned into have really great commentating, and I'm interested to see how they film on Monday Night Football. I would love to see Peyton Manning. I think Manning just has an excellent knowledge of the game. Also, Pat McAfee could be fun and entertaining. I think that you want to be entertaining, but also have good knowledge. And I think Peyton Manning could do that very well. So overall, this is my time here doing well. Let me know your thoughts on comments below. See you guys next time. Take care and bye-bye.